Hello everyone, and welcome to my 100% playthrough of Mass Effect 3 on Insanity with the Engineer. In the last episode, Shepard and his team visited the Citadel for the first time in the game. They met the console and hoped that the console would do something for Earth in the war against the Reapers, but the console refused, in spite of the fact that Liara had plans for a weapon that, according to her, is only missing one element, the catalyst. While we were on the Citadel, we also gathered some war assets and we met our crew after we left the Citadel. It was the same crew that also delivered our first secondary mission in the game, and that is the mission on Sanctum that we will be doing in this episode. But before we start, I need to buy a few things, so I'm buying the pistol piercing mode, and I'm also changing my appearance. Well, I'm adding a helmet. Why not? And I changed a few things in order to boost my stats, my shield stats. And this is Lieutenant Cortez.
Lieutenant Steve Cortez, shuttle pilot. Got news about our supply chain.
Let's have a chat with him.
Nice to meet you, Lieutenant. What's going on?
Sorry to just jump in, Commander. There's so much to be done, I get caught up in the tasks at hand.
He's always like that. You need to chill out, Esteban.
So you do care, Mr. Vega? Or is that the Cerveza talking again?
So what's happening with our supply chains, Lieutenant?
Alliance procurement chains are in chaos, but the Citadel's economy is still running. I can network to Citadel retailers. You can view inventory and make purchases right from this console.
Oh, thank you. I just did.
I'll let you know.
It does cost more to coordinate delivery to the Normandy, so it's cheaper to buy supplies when you're there.
So you're my shuttle pilot, but you're setting up procurement chains?
I wasn't assigned as Normandy's pilot. Not much need for one on a dry dock ship. I was overseeing the retrofit of the cargo hold. I'm quite familiar with the operation and maintenance of the UT-47 Kodiak and the M44 Hammerhead. In my experience, it made sense for me to take over as shuttle pilot when we left Earth. Especially given Mr. Vega's love of mid-air collisions.
To save the day,
Yeah, whatever.
I'm also responsible for logistics, making sure the armory and shuttle are properly stocked and maintained.
Let's investigate a little. The Hammerhead is a reference to Mass Effect 2.
How long have you been with the Alliance?
About 10 years. I enlisted in First Fleet serving on the SSV Hawking, flying F-61 Tridents mostly. I love the Trident, and practically dances in low atmo. I spent as much time tinkering on my bird as flying her. Got a bit of a reputation.
So, you can fly fighters and fix them?
Yeah, and I got a knack for procurement too. They were grooming me for CAG, but my skill set made me more valuable commanding a flight deck. They assigned me to the Normandy retrofit team about 5 months ago to oversee all cargo bay modifications.
Let's investigate further. Ground vehicle.
What happened to the M44 Hammerhead?
Yeah, what happened to it?
It was sent to the tech labs for a retrofit. To afford mobility with such a small ESO core, its design sacrificed armor plating. The lab engineers are trying to improve that. After the Reaper invasion, those labs are probably just a pile of rubble.
Okay, and what about the shuttle?
The Kodiak seems a bit different.
Good eyes, Commander. This is the UT-47A Kodiak. It's got an upgraded ESO core and prototype stealth technology based on the Normandy design. For quick drops, I can get you in and out virtually undetected. She flies like a brick, so that's why you need a good pilot.
Stealth technology, interesting. Family.
You were stationed on Earth. Do you have family there?
I'm an only child. Lost my parents years ago. I had a husband back when I was stationed at Ferris Fields. The collectors took out the whole colony. I'd rather not talk about it.
A husband, but that means you're, oh my god.
Do you maintain this armory?
I share that duty with our illustrious Mr. Vega. Though I believe the only weapon he really cares to maintain is himself.
You know you love the show, Esteban.
We absolutely do.
The first retrofit we did was to move the armory down from Deck 2. I'm not sure what Cerberus engineers were thinking. Now you get off the elevator, pick your gear, and head right into the shuttle.
Just like the original Normandy.
Welcome back to the Alliance, Commander.
Yeah, also a reference to Mass Effect 1.
Keep up the hard work, but don't kill yourself.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, please, don't kill yourself. Okay, so I'm just checking my weapons, adding the piercing mode on my pistol. And then I'm leaving to the Combat Information Center. Hey, trainer. What's up?
Commander? Come to check on your new recruit?
Just wanted to see how you were doing.
Still trying to get my bearings. When I was working on the Normandy's upgrades, I left at the end of the day. I didn't even have a toothbrush or a change of clothing until I made some emergency purchases on the Citadel.
I could have helped.
Next time you need something, just ask. We're all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's no trouble, Commander. I'm sure you have larger concerns.
We can put in a requisition order.
My toothbrush is a Cision Pro Mark IV. It uses tiny Mass Effect fields to break up plaque and massage the gums. It costs 6,000 credits.
Okay. Yeah. You're on your own with that.
In any event, I appreciate you giving me the chance to stay.
So soapy, so soapy. Yeah, let's investigate a little.
How'd you end up in the military anyway?
My family didn't have money for university. When the Alliance saw my aptitude scores, they offered me a full scholarship. I served my required years after graduation and decided to stay. I really like the challenges of the lab. Although, I'm sure I'll grow to love frontline service as well.
I'm surprised you're worrying about a toothbrush. We've got bigger problems right now.
Oh, believe me. Seeing the Reapers on Earth was terrifying. But I won't help anybody by bursting into tears here in the CIC, will I? Being here on the Normandy helps. If anyone in the galaxy can stop the Reapers, it's you. And if flagging your messages and managing strategic intel helps you in any way, then it's worth it.
Okay.
Carry on, Specialist.
We'll investigate further later because, in fact, unlike Lieutenant Cortez, Trainer has the same dialogue options all throughout the game, whereas Cortez has different scenes, moments, And the next mission is the mission on Sanctum, but before we do that, let's, explore a little. So as you see, there are conquered systems, and the Reapers will show up as such, The first system I want to visit will be Hades Gamma. Search and rescue is the new dynamic. So you need to find areas,
I found something.
Areas of interest, so that can be planets, or that can be anywhere in the system. Once the scanner has found something, just use a probe. Sometimes it will be credits, like right there, or sometimes it will be objects of interest. I'm not necessarily taking fuel because fuel will be, important, essential in my playthrough. Okay, what about Cacus?
Signal confirmed.
So, this planet was a planet that appeared in Mass Effect 1, and usually that means that you will find something on it. That's a reference to Mass Effect 1, but also a clue. So what do we have here? Oh, more credits. So there's fuel here. I'm not taking it now.
Evasion successful.
It will be useful later. So what about Farinata? That's another system you could visit in Mass Effect 1. And the planet you could land in was this one, Neptune. Well, if I'm not mistaken, of course, but... As early as you hear this sound, it means that there's something in the area, like fuel. So that's also a clue, but sometimes you just don't want to visit the whole system and, just lose time over waiting to hear something, but, that's another possibility. But you have some tricks that you can use, even if after you triggered the arrival of the Reapers. So yeah, that was the only exception there. In fact, Neptune was the planet you could land on in Mass Effect 1, but in this game this planet doesn't have anything. So yeah, I gave you a tip, but that tip works for certain systems only. Here you have the sound as well, so let's click. There's fuel.
Confirmed.
Let's take it. 200 units, okay, and 50%. So let's visit this one, Cleansol. Oh, that name rings a bell. And guess what? There's something on it. So don't worry about the Reapers, even if you are investigating the planets, nothing will happen. That's sort of incoherent, I know, but they could be chasing you. You just have to click on object, and that will cancel their animation, and they will have to start up all over again.
Reapers eluded.
Anytime you leave the system, so you just have to enter the system again and do the trick. I'm taking Cacus's fuel now because it was 400 units. I don't want to waste anything. And then I'm heading towards
Faster than light.
this system. I don't care about Plutus right now, and I will explain why in another episode, not in this one. I'm taking fuel now, and I'm leaving Hades Gamma to head for Kite's nest. Let's do it. Okay, in the system, guess what? There's fuel around the mass relay, and the planet we're interested in is Farouche.
I found something.
So we'll try to catch them both at the same time. Farouche, that planet destroyed by the Reapers. So what's on it? Oh, there's weapon upgrade, intelligence mode. Just watch the previous episode if you want to know how to use them. Korshan, interesting. So it's good to try to catch two anomalies at the same time because, in fact, if you do them one by one, that will trigger the Reaper's arrival, and you don't want that if you want to be, peaceful in your search and rescue missions. These ones will close, so no worries about it. Oh, that's the Pillars of Strength. That will be useful later. And Untrel, what about Untrel? That's a big system. Adek, Kloss, Eshka, and that's not all. So what about you?
Signal confirmed.
So there's an anomaly on this planet, Adek, with a population of over 6 million people. Such a big planet for so few people. Credits. And let's have a look at the fuel depot, the wreckage of the fuel depot. 100 units. Well, let's take it. Let's take those 100 units and go back to Harsa. So in this episode, we will only deal with the few systems we have explored so far, because in fact, the Sanctum mission is very long, on Insanity, it can take time. It may take you a little while to complete this mission. So I'm just finishing with exploration. And I catch you in the next episode if you're more interested in action. The Skepsis system has a few anomalies as well. So the first is on the planet Watson.
I found something.
It's a very cold planet as compared to Earth, but still, you have some new wars set here. Javelin missiles. So this has nothing to do with Anthem, does it? Let's take some fuel. I'm full now. I might have wasted a little, but 100 fuel, that's okay. That's not much. Sometimes it's much more. That's why you have to be cautious. And there is Sanctum. So, you have fuel here.
Signal confirmed.
Let's land on this planet and let's finish the mission. And I catch you in the next episode.